So you got 2 weeks until you go to that nice beach vacation and you gotta lose 5 kilograms of weight? Well, I got bad news for you, bro. You're going to keep that t-shirt on at the beach. Sorry, yo, you're not going to lose that weight. But if you're starting early, we're perfectly in time to lose that weight for summer. My goal is to cut down to my maintenance weight, which is somewhere between 70 and 72 kilogram. My starting point was a bit above 78, one direction of 79, but we don't like that number here. And within the Ganbaru method 6-week challenge that started in January, my goal is at the end in the mid of February to be down to at least 75 kilogram. So roughly more or less halfway point. I like to diet a bit more aggressive, especially in the beginning. Therefore, I've calculated what is my maintenance calories, more or less, roughly. It's an estimate. It's not going to be accurate. From that, you calculate the deficit you want to have to judge how fast you will lose weight. The typical standard everybody says is like 500 calories of deficit, which results in more or less half a kilogram of weight lost every week. Ideally, that weight is fat. You don't want to lose muscle. After you've calculated what is your goal calories, the next step is to figure out your macros. And typically you start by deciding how much protein you want to consume. The general consensus within people who go to the gym is to go with 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, which puts me around 150 grams. From there, you go to the next macronutrient, which is fat. And for some reason, there was this hype a bunch of years ago to really cut out the fat, but it's actually not a good thing to do. You should consume around 60 grams of fat at a minimum to ensure that you have really good metabolism when it comes to certain vitamins, which are not all water soluble. It's not my native language, as you can tell. Plus, it's a tricky word. It does not dissolve in water. Plus hormones. Which brings us, last but not least, to carbohydrates, which is what we all love. Because carbohydrates, that's the good stuff. That's your potatoes, that's your rice. French fries, which are also potatoes, but it's also pizza, and gummy bears, and all the good stuff. The stuff that does not go into your stomach, it goes straight to your heart. It's also part of the nutrition pyramid, which is like showing you why we're all getting fat, because you should not just binge on carbohydrates all day. The hardest part about dieting, for me personally, is dining out and social events. So what I'm going to do is, first, I'm going to limit it to a certain degree, and then also do some healthy choices, because you have to be realistic. You cannot eat pizza multiple times a week and then have desserts and everything, and maybe a Negroni before, maybe like nice cognac after, because the cognac goes well after mousse au chocolat. Well, I'm not making the rules. So you pick the chicken breast with the veggies and you suck it up and enjoy the company of your friends. So this is what I'm going to stick with. So far, I've lost over 2 kilograms, more like 2.5 within the last 3 weeks. And we're going to be optimistic that we will reach a good goal by the mid to late February.